Hello, hi there.
I told you to wait for the goat noise, and you
Sorry.
didn't wait.
I'm sorry.
That's your cue to start talking.
I got pre-podcast
Yeah,
jitters.
dingus!
Seriously, I evacuated too early. Anyway, we are live in my grandma's basement in a non-disclosed location. Facebook Live, MySpace Live, and Instagram Live.
That's right.
And I'm here with my cohorts. You guys can introduce yourselves, but I'll go first. My name's Delmar, but for the sake of the podcast, you can call me Dragon Balls.
And I'm Billy the Adolescent, but for the purposes of the podcast, you can call me Billy the Adolescent.
Just call me Humpty Dumper.
And that was our friend Devan, who's joining us this evening as our special guest on Real Talc. Real Talc, where, of course, we talk about everything current, non-current, and also somewhat current.
It's Real Talc. You gotta spice it up a bit. You're not going full force with that.
It's Talc, T-A-L-C.
Talc.
Get
Like
it
talcum
right.
powder.
Okay.
All right. Anyway, list of topics to discuss tonight. Devin, why don't you start us off?
We watched this little film called The Favorite.
Well, just give us the American pronunciation.
The Favorite.
And give us the British pronunciation.
The Favorite.
Oh, my.
Okay, and
boy.
director?
Yorgos Lanthimos.
Oh, very good. And he is of what nationality?
European.
Keep going.
Do you know Dustin?
Actually, I do. I'm pretty sure he's Italian.
Greek.
Greek. He's Greek. He's been making waves in the filmatic landscape. He came out with The Lobster, which was a very warm, endearing tale, and then came out with what was the one last year with Colin Farrell, The Killing of a Sacred Deer.
Even warmer of a film.
Yeah, that's a great family film to watch right after Easter. Just fire it up and
Christmas morning, I would suggest.
Arbor Day afternoon.
yeah. But you know what? For somebody who's been making waves, I did not particularly like this film.
Well, no, let's hold on. You already have a thing against period pieces.
I really don't. But
What do you mean you really don't?
I
You
don't.
said that in our Facebook group
but
message.
being that he's in my top 5 directors currently, I gave it a chance, and midway it got really good, but then it lost steam. Do you want me to tell you why?
Let's
I
just
liked
dig
it?
right in.
Let's just go right into it. This is Real Talk. We like it raw here.
Real Talc is all about the rawness, so shove
We
your
like it
hands
raw.
in
There are
and-
no protectors on the microphones right now, so we're gonna go in.
Well, mine's protected.
Hopefully, we're not
because-
going to catch anything. But yeah, so I guess I'll describe it. It's it's a period piece.
Thanks, we've already established that, so you
Okay.
can move on from that point.
It's elegantly satirical, whimsical, very dark, and it's full of head-turning visuals. And the acting was top-notch, actually really good. I hate Emma Stone, but that's a whole nother rant. But she was actually surprisingly good in this. And the costumes were very robust, and just the colors were very saturated. But it just felt eternally empty for some reason. Like, I didn't know which protagonist to root for. It's like, I started liking one, and then she kind of turned halfway, and I'm just like, I don't really like her. And it's like, they're all kind of villains, but they're not really villains. It was too much to handle, okay? And
It's kind of one of those movies where you don't really like any of them, to be honest. I don't know.
But come on, guys. Yorgos, you talk about eternally empty. Like, is that not the previous 2 films he made?
well, the thing about him is that most of his films, like, they do something to you internally where you can't sleep for like days. Like with The Lobster, it was a very warming. It was a very good commentary on modern dating, and it's a very unique story. And then Dogtooth. I mean, how do you even describe that to people? And The Killing of the Sacred Deer. It's like that's a movie you only want to see once in your life. But
Very true.
But it leaves an impact on.
I would watch it
the
a second time
antagonist.
just to try and figure out what
Yeah.
the hell is going
Yeah,
on.
like with your grandmother or something, somebody who would really understand what's going.
If you have children with them.
This film is sort of akin to. You compared it. Devin compared it to Barry Lyndon. There are certain parallels. It's very user friendly in terms of Yorgos.
Absolutely. This is easily his most accessible. Like, there's no... I wouldn't. I don't know. Would you say supernatural or
It was just
Yeah.
very
besides
grounded in realism?
besides the head turning visuals, it was a straight shooter. People with low cranial capacities can understand it very easily.
Yeah.
Devin knew what was going on. We didn't have to break it down for him, and the
And-
subtitles were not either.
Yeah. I don't know.
Let's hear your.
That's
thoughts,
very deep, Devin.
I agree. It wasn't really my cup of tea, but all the technical.
Whoa,
Don't give anything
whoa,
away here. Come
that's-
on, cup of
oh,
tea.
cup of
Spoiler
tea.
alert,
Yeah.
please.
All the.
Jeez.
Oh, I didn't. I
Yeah.
didn't. I honestly did not catch that. Nice.
Green or chai?
Devin's
I
favorite
didn't
part
notice.
was when a ham beast, a really obese man, was getting pegged with tomatoes, and you could see.
I think they were
it-
oranges. I think they were.
They're probably oranges, but we don't want to get lost in the semantics here with fruit terminology. But it was definitely your favorite.
Yeah, it made me.
Moment.
It made me chuckle. Made me chortle.
It was a bit of a chortle, yeah.
Yeah.
Not quite a giggle, but
No.
Yeah, nowhere near a guffaw.
yeah, it was very whimsical to say the least.
Okay, Devin, continue with your thoughts.
Flesh it
Yeah.
out a little more than us, Devin. We need more than us.
I mean,
okay?
it's-
we're Facebook Live right now.
It's about a trio of women who end up in a power struggle, basically.
We don't want to hear the plot. Like, give us your thoughts on it because we already described the plot. sort of.
Yeah, I would agree. I did not like it as much as The Lobster or Killing of a Sacred Deer. I thought those were far superior. Well, they're just more up my alley, you know. Like I said, I'm not a big fan of period pieces either. I don't like this particular period. It's just not that interesting to me. But yes, all the technical aspects of the film are top notch. The acting is obviously very good. It's gonna get nominated for stuff, but
You think so?
of course,
Like what?
like probably like all the actors.
Costume design, maybe?
They're calling Best
Costume.
Picture. They're calling Best
Oof.
Actress for Olivia Colman. They're calling Best Supporting for Rachel Weisz and Emma Stone.
That's something we could talk about. Which one of those three do you think did the best? Or
The Queen, hands down. She was
Yeah.
very consistent. Rachel Weisz was kind of one note, sort of reminiscent of Mummy Returns. Not much
Yeah.
was going on with her, to be honest.
Sorry,
like,
I
I
just
like her.
Choked on my phlegm.
I like her, but she didn't impress me like Emma Stone. Normally with Emma Stone, it's like, I know it's Emma Stone, and I just hate her for that. But, like, she kind of lost herself in the role, and I'm like, you know, she's painfully average looking, which probably, it helped a little bit.
What are you talking about?
But honestly, with the first 10 minutes of the film, I really had no idea what was going on. Because there's sort of that whole up talk with that whole era, the way they speak.
Yeah.
And I was like, if this is going to be one of those films, I'm already lost.
What, their accents or what do you
kinda-
mean?
just
the
the
way
just
they
the
speak?
formal language. You know,
I
from
had
that
no problems
period,
with it at
like,
all. But then again, I am a fan of Shakespeare.
blah blah blah.
You've
Speaking of
tamed a
Oli-
couple shrews in your time.
Speaking of Olivia Colman, have you guys seen Peep Show?
No.
If not, you
Uh,
need to check it out
Creep
because
Show.
she's in Peep Show. She's
I've never
amazing
seen
in
Peep
that.
Show.
And that's where I know her from.
Oh, she was the hotel desk manager in The Lobster.
Oh.
Yeah. So she did have a
I've only seen The Lobster once because.
What else? What else has she been in? Because I didn't really recognize her.
Didn't she play a queen in something else?
I don't know. We really should do our
Queen?
research.
Well,
I would
mean,
grab
we have
my.
access to technology. Oh, we
Oh,
can't.
we both are live on various social media.
Devin does have his Galaxy 2 handy, if you want to look
I-
that up.
You know,
I do not
It's
have it.
funny. I have a laptop in front of me with internet
Oh,
access.
It is a dial-up, though, so...
Why don't you guys fill the silence while I look at this up?
Devin, you're really good at jokes. Why don't you lay one on us?
That was amazing. Thank you.
Negative.
That's... I guess we'll just keep rolling. Yeah, Colin Farrell, he is just lovely. I like him.
Yeah,
He's really found his niche, you know?
uh,
He's not in this movie. He could be one of the ducks.
Colin-
I think he voiced...
he
He voiced one of the
cameoed
ducks.
as the
There's a
duck.
brief cameo
much
from
like
Colin
Daniel
Farrell.
Craig cameoed as the stormtrooper in The Last Jedi.
Yeah. But yeah, Devin's favorite scene of the movie was this half-naked obese man getting pegged by... What was it again?
I believe they were baby oranges. What do you call those?
Halos.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
Nectarines,
definitely halos.
clementines.
Yeah, Halos. I figure those are probably around back then.
Clearly, yeah.
The same brand and everything.
Then there was an E. coli breakout, and they just like fell off the face of the earth for a while.
Yeah, they ate a romaine salad. It was just terrible. It's,
I don't think
I
she's
feel like we
anything
should
you would recognize.
be drinking tea.
We should be Earl Grey.
Yeah, we should put something in there.
Well, we've pretty much exhausted the subject of the favorite at this
Yeah,
point.
let's just keep going with it. What else? What else can we talk about?
With that
okay,
film?
okay. As far as the style of the film,
Okay, I got a question. The fisheye lens. What'd you guys think of the use of the fisheye lens?
I liked it, but did it really add anything?
Well,
It seemed kind of self-reflexive and kind of pretentious.
Same with the chapters. That I hate. I do not like. I'm not a fan of those chapters. They do nothing.
I didn't mind the chapters, but
did Barry Lyndon employ chapters?
Maybe. But those were
I
further.
don't know.
But Barry Lyndon is a long movie, and those were further spaced apart. You know.
That
Like,
was-
You got to put your popper in front of your
yeah,
thing.
dude, you're like, let's be professional here, okay?
I
Yeah,
can't. I
you
can't.
Seriously,
move that-
like, come on.
Go.
Is this Reservoir
You're
Dogs,
fine.
Mr. Blonde?
I
Keep
can't
going.
hear
Jeez.
myself. I can't hear myself.
Yeah, exactly. We can
It's like
hear
it's
you.
a condom for the mic. Just
There you go.
Oh,
don't spit all over it.
is that what it is?
Good
Yeah.
God. Amateur hour.
Good.
Jeez.
Good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why don't you just?
That's probably the first time I've ever seen a fisheye lens in an actual feature-length film. So, I mean, based
What?
on that, yeah, like a fisheye lens.
Yeah, I remember Jay Nelson and Sean Collins employing it to amazing use in their skateboarding videos in Tech Ed 2002.
By the way, Jay, I did skate with Tony Hawk, and I still have the video on VHS if you want to see it. So, in case you're watching, you probably aren't, but anyway, Nick Mistel, if you're out there, I still have it. That was okay.
No, I feel like this lens has been in plenty of movies.
Name 3.
Don't you
This is
agree?
why we don't invite Devin
Don't
on the
you agree?
podcast.
Don't you agree? Haven't you seen it before?
No, I really haven't.
Okay,
Yes,
so you're
because
probably
it's
thinking
so-
of anamorphic or
Yeah, I've
like
seen it
just like wide angle lenses. There's a difference. Like fisheye is like very.
Yeah.
It distorts the edges of the screen
Yeah.
so much. Here's how I felt about it. It was supposed to be reminiscent of a reality television show or like a fly on the wall where it's just watching this stuff happen.
You can make that argument for any film that employs those techniques.
A fish eye.
It seemed like just it didn't fit that type of film. You know, it just seemed like
It was
for
bizarre.
a period piece employing a fisheye lens.
I know. That's why I was trying to deconstruct it while watching it, and
But
I
it
couldn't
looked-
figure it out.
It looked cool though.
Yeah.
Those cool 180 like pans.
Well, like I said, all the technical.
But it made it feel more low budget.
All the technical aspects are great.
It was
You
a
anti-low
gorgeous
budget?
film.
You expect that with this.
What's wrong with low budget?
Nothing. Okay, you have these lavish, huge production values, costumes, amazing shot setup, and then you have this fisheye lens, which I'm sorry, we associate with skateboarding videos and perhaps reality TV shows where you're trying to get as much of the frame in as possible. It just feels out of place in a period piece.
He sort of did the same thing in The Killing of a Sacred Deer, like sort of like low angle behind them, sort of following them.
Or like
Maybe that's what I was thinking. I
But
don't know.
it worked in that. I don't know why. Maybe it's
Well,
because I wanted to
because
cry
well,
throughout the entire film.
Here's my theory is that it takes place in modern day, correct? Think of the shot where the camera's really high up and is it his daughter or son that collapses and he catches it and it's a super high far away shot. It's reminiscent of security camera footage. Sometimes I felt like watching The Favorite, it was like security camera footage where it was like, oh, this camera with fisheye lens is up in the corner or like hidden away somewhere.
Talking about that scene in the mall, I think.
No,
There
it
was
at
no
the
mall in The
hospital.
Favorite.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
I think you're thinking of Dawn of the Dead 2004.
No, the original.
70.
The one without Bob.
81.
Yeah.
Oh.
Did you know that with the original Dawn of the Dead, they had no idea what they were filming. They just had them all for a limited amount of time, so they just shot whatever.
Which, the original Dawn of the Dead?
Yeah, they just like shot a bunch of like footage and then they kind of just spliced it together at the last minute. And it turns out to be one of the best zombie films, I think.
It was 1978. Thank you.
Yeah. We don't have to pull up a clip or anything.
I wasn't planning to.
Get a clip of somebody being eaten. I want to just like hear their like organs being ripped apart. I just want to hear like physical anguish and visceral screams right now.
We don't have that.
It'll be a good segue from The Favorite to just like
We'd have to add
how
that in
boring our
post.
lives are. He's wearing a shirt that says 8th grade. Okay.
Sorry, I
And
got it in the mail.
It has nothing to do with the movie. He
Yeah.
just really liked 8th grade.
Yeah.
Nobody can see it, by the way. You're
That was
He
the
literally got it in 8th grade and it still fits
that was the
him.
first time it was actually semi-popular in his life in 8th grade.
Actually, I wasn't. It was a very awkward time of my
Yeah.
life. As much of my life was until I was 29.
But I was trying to segue into the film Eighth Grade. I think that so far of the films I've seen this year, that movie is my number one, hands down.
What?
Oh,
I
yeah.
never expected that.
Why not?
I don't know.
Well, why would you say something like that if you can't back it up? Like you just called me out.
I don't know. I guess I feel like you and I have similar sensibilities, and that maybe my expectations were too high for it. That I liked it. I just didn't love it. And
What didn't you like specifically? Because the I've never felt so awkward watching a movie.
really,
Yes, it was so like whoever that lead girl was, she just played it so well. Has she been in anything before?
nah, I don't know.
Doubtful.
That's probably why I liked it. Like I said, it's like a PSA for eighth grade. Only like modern times, because looking back at our eighth grade experience compared to now, like incorporating like Snapchat,
Yeah.
like how that's just second nature to them. It's like blows
It's
my mind.
insane.
It's insane.
I remember delivering pizzas, and
It wasn't too long ago, actually.
yeah, last.
A couple years ago.
Yeah.
Well, it was
You
4
remember.
hours ago because this is Friday night. A 2-year-old walks to the door
But anyway.
holding an iPhone, and their 4-year-old older sibling walks to the door holding an iPad. And it's like kids these days are just growing up with technology and can't be separated from it. She's been in a lot.
You have the
No kidding.
like name a couple.
Despicable Me, she was a voice in that. She was one of the children.
Doesn't count.
Well, that does
Doesn't
not matter.
count.
I can't
What?
put a face with a voice if
Doesn't
I've never
count.
seen her before.
I'm just saying she's acted before.
I mean, was she like in Look Who's Talking To, like a baby?
I was a voice in Fox and the Hound, and no one cares. No one knows.
What were you?
The
hedgehog?
I was.
You were the Arctic tern
I
that
was the
got
farmer.
run over in the beginning.
Yeah.
The farmer? What's
yeah.
the farmer's name?
Oh
Boy, you really need to.
It eludes me.
Delmar. I think it was Delmar.
Farmer Delmar.
You look like a Delmar from the
Something
corner
like
of my
that.
sclera.
And you said, "Get off my land."
Favorite Disney movie though, probably.
Who were you channeling in that as the farmer? Was it like Days of Heaven farming?
No, I don't know if I've seen that.
Oh man.
Uh,
Oof.
I'm not happy.
He's not happy.
I did see. It
I
on-
don't like it either.
I did see it on Criterion when I was shopping the other day.
There are 3 movies that I absolutely hate with a passion. That is one of them. The Mummy 3 is the second one.
Was Brendan Fraser in that?
He was, but it was like a washed up Brendan Fraser.
It was worse than I ever expected.
Yeah, with Jet Li.
Oh man.
And the third one,
Washed up Brendan is no good.
I put Mother! Exclamation point.
The hell you?
That's a good movie.
That was a terrible experience.
No, that's a good
That was
movie.
so. Oh man,
That's a good movie.
I wanted
Have
it
you
to end.
seen The Fountain? And you
I like The Fountain. Why does everybody hate The Fountain?
have you seen Noah?
I don't want to see Noah. Just like I don't want to
Yeah,
see
I
the
don't
new
have any
Mummy
interest.
with Tom Cruise. Like that.
Oh yeah, but it's worth it just to see Tom Cruise
Scream
scream, and
out of an airplane.
he is
Just to
more
see Tom Cruise,
self-aware
yeah.
of his
Yeah, you could just leave it at that, just to see Tom Cruise.
Yeah, I mean,
There's nothing else.
that's
you need
worth.
to
Did you
say.
price,
see it?
That's worth price of no. Of course not.
It's entertaining just to see Tom Cruise. He's more self-aware of how like he is an action star and can make himself be ridiculous. And
Do you-
then there's like an extended fight between him and Russell Crowe that's just like bonkers, but it's entertaining.
Do you think he knew it was bad when he was making it?
Kind of, yeah.
Like, ah.
Or
he's
see
just
it.
he's
just
just
see it.
He's so invested into his character that he just doesn't care.
For such a
That's what I
Tom
like.
Cruise apologist.
I don't want
and
it to hurt. I don't want it to.
cultist.
Ah.
Just watch it.
Listen, he has a very distinct image.
I don't want it
of
to
Tom.
tarnish Tom's
of
image.
Tommy
Okay,
and his
Well,
mind.
that's part of Tom. You got to see it and you got to take it all.
I will take all of Tom. Believe
Doesn't wanna
me.
tarnish.
I don't want to.
Does not want to tarnish.
I don't want to tarnish Tom. Okay. But yeah, Devin.
What were we on the topic of?
I think your dating life.
You
If
were
wanna
talking
just get us up to speed on that.
No.
We have Greg in the building again.
Greg not playing along.
What were we?
Do we have
talking-
viewers commenting on this? Because I can't really.
I guarantee
I-
They're probably telling us to stop, or like they can't hear anything.
they're
Hold
probably
on.
like in bars having fun.
Yeah,
and
they're
just telling us to shut the
commenting on
fuck
my
up.
mustache. I think it looks better in HD.
It looks like you have comments. Those 4 things.
Those are just MySpace
You
comments.
you're.
What? Wait, you can look. You can pull it up on.
I
your
know.
computer.
That's what I'm pulling up right now.
Whoa, it's a delay.
But we're.
It's a glitch.
But we're.
Wait, I'm gonna talk to you
flipped the
right
wrong
now. I
way.
want you to answer.
Oh.
Staring.
Oh.
Are we on MSN Messenger Live as well?
Do you have any people watching on Instagram Live?
Uh,
Who goes on Instagram Live on a Friday night? Let's be
Devin,
honest.
you have pull up Instagram on your phone.
Yeah,
My phone is over there.
Ask if you can be in the Instagram video.
Brooke, Burkhalter Webster says hi, Dustin.
Hi. Your phone's over where?
That was warm.
That was awkward.
What do you want me to do?
That was less
Goal?
awkward. Okay, go on to
ask
Instagram.
if you can join Will's Instagram Live.
You're,
while we're doing a
you're
podcast.
following me on Instagram. Say something so Anton knows you're here.
I want to know you're here, Devin.
Antonio.
Study finds dogs twitching in sleep are dreaming about tearing owner's limb.
By the way, I
limb.
never said my name was Anton at all.
Okay, so I can see over there it's flipped, but on Facebook it's
Request
It's like pointing at the
sent.
couch.
Request sent.
live. We have one viewer. I'm assuming that's Devin.
It's probably not even Devin. It's probably some random person from India.
This live thing is now.
Hey, guys.
I'm gonna pull it over to me.
This is getting too meta. I can't handle this.
It's some random guy from Kino Bounty Channel.
It's probably Greg. Greg wants to come back.
I,
We could probably
no.
pull Greg into the podcast
Think so?
via.
But then we'd have to start talking about fitness.
I meant a different Greg.
Oh.
I meant like Greg, who's where you're sitting.
Fitness is not.
Look at us.
What do I do now? What do I do?
What do you mean? What do you do?
Do I have to do anything with this?
Just-
now?
Well, can you see if anybody's commented or?
Comment on it, and then maybe that'll like.
I think I'm the only viewer, right?
Why am I hearing?
There's a delay. There's so many delays.
Well,
Well,
it's because Devin's phone is turned up. Your volume's turned up. That's why.
Well, I think it's time for another goat milk.
All right. So while Dustin drinks his goat milk,
Who's Dustin?
Anton drinks his goat milk. Apologies. Wait, what'd you say your name was at the beginning of the podcast? Delmar?
Ted Cumberbundy?
Ted Cumberbundy or Dragon Balls. But I answered to
Oh,
Delmar.
yeah, Dragon Balls.
Or just Wade.
All right. So
I like Wade.
top films of the year.
I like Todd.
8th grade, 3 Identical Strangers. Oh, did you see Overlord yet?
No.
That came. That's a feel good film. Let me tell you. It's a good experimental film in terms of genre. It's a good blending, and it's a film that I really had no idea what it would be like going in, and I enjoyed it thoroughly. It sort of reminded me of like Castle Wolfenstein. I don't know if you've ever played that game.
No.
I don't. That could have been. Well, that was. Just see it.
What do you want me to say?
It's
No,
sort
I
of,
haven't played
It's sort
it.
of like Saving Private Ryan meets, I don't know,
Dawn of the Dead.
Diary of the Dead.
Okay, I'm still hearing. Devin, is your phone turned up?
Diary of the Dead.
What are you hearing, bro? No, it's like low. You want me to get out?
Get out of the damn.
Yeah,
Get
yeah.
out.
Just
It's gonna
get
be
out
it's
of
gonna
it.
be eating my
Seriously,
battery
man.
anyway.
Yeah, yeah,
Fuck
yeah,
this.
God, you have people to talk to.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, now it's silence. Much
Jeez, man,
better.
you gotta go. You gotta boost on Tinder still tonight. You don't want
Jesus.
to waste it while you're boosting on
Do
Tinder.
you use your super like yet?
I got
Devin paid for
bought-
25 super likes. Okay,
I think it was
Let's-
20.
was
No,
it
I
20?
Think, I think it was 20. I think I'm down to 2 now.
you're down to 2. Have any of them paid off?
I think I'm either 0 for 18 or 1 for 18, 1 for 19.
I'm more of a super nudger myself. What's your opening line when you do match with somebody?
It depends. I don't know. It depends on if they have a profile at all.
You pick something specific from their profile.
I try to, but I don't know. It's usually probably something not that great. It's probably why don't have much success.
So I'm getting the feeling like you're not having any success with Tinder. Why is that? Like, can we unpack this right now?
If I knew, I would. If I knew, I would correct it.
Let's paint broad strokes here. Why dating is hard online.
Oof. Well,
Wow.
man, it's got.
I opened a can of worms, okay?
Oh,
I went
man.
there.
This is like.
Devin has history, okay?
This is like our life.
He's going to
story
unpack
here.
it. He's going to unpack it for all 3 viewers listening.
I don't know. You know.
Probably
it's-
accidentally listening.
I don't know exactly what it is. I mean, obviously, there's a lot of competition.
So yeah, top 3 movies of the year. 8th Grade,
Yeah.
3 Identical Strangers, and...
First Reformed, obviously.
First Reformed. Speaking of that, do you have any Pepto-Bismol handy?
I do
I
actually.
heard some stomach gurgling.
Yeah, you mix it with your
Uh,
whiskey,
those are your
and
kneecaps.
everything turns out just fine.
Yeah.
Devin, top
Devin, you like First Reformed a lot.
Definitely. I wish I had seen more 2018 films. I haven't yet, so I can't really weigh in that well on that. But I did see First Reformed, and I absolutely loved it. I'm a big fan of movies of that nature. I've seen Diary of a Country Priest, Winter Light, all those. First Reformed was basically, I thought it was cool because it was like, it was a mix of 3 movies. I thought it was a mix of Taxi Driver, which
Mhm.
makes sense because the director is the writer of Taxi Driver.
Right.
Diary of a Country Priest, which I saw a long time ago. I don't really remember it, but the plot is very similar. And then Winter Light, there's certain plot points in Winter Light that are very similar too.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. When was the last time you guys saw Winter Light? Because
Some winter years ago. I barely remember it, but
I mean, there's two
definitely
major, there's two like there's
there's
two
parallels
scenes,
for
there's
sure.
at least 2 scenes that are basically taken right out of Winter Light, but
Mm-hmm.
but still, it's the movie. I'm not trying to say the movie's like a ripoff. It has its own.
Oh yeah.
It has its own cool modern spin
Oh, yeah.
on the genre. And it's not really a movie about a pastor losing his faith. It's about a pastor losing his faith in humanity.
Oh, that's a good one. That is a good one.
And I think that's what makes it different.
like that.
That's
Yeah.
what makes it different from I think the other Winter Light.
Yeah.
And how did you feel about the ending? Because I know a lot of people were kind of conflicted over.
I thought it was
Do you think you fitted
absolutely brilliant. I remember when I was experiencing it in the theater, it was so suspenseful. I was just like on the edge of my seat. I was nervous. It was just amazing. Disturbing, all those things, all those good things. An ending that's very open to interpretation, but I thought it was pretty brilliant.
They'll tie things up in First Reform too.
Obviously can't say much without major spoilers, but I definitely recommend everyone to see that movie. And I hope
Yeah, Paul Schrader, the director / writer, like, what's the last thing he's done? I mean,
I don't know.
he needs to do more.
I've heard he's done some bad stuff too, but he's obviously capable of greatness. So
I felt more like it was like Taxi Driver, like a modernized Taxi Driver. Like his character was very reminiscent
Yeah.
of Travis Bickle for sure.
yeah.
And
I think my dad told me that he did some movie with Lindsay Lohan. Is that right?
The Canyons, yeah. Which
Something like
was-
that.
I never saw it, but I heard tale of it.
I never saw it. I liked Mean Girls.
Well, fair enough.
But Ethan Hawke, come on, man.
Yeah, I hope he
People
gets
always
nominated.
ask me who my favorite actor is,
I
and
hope
I
he gets
always forget
nominated.
about him.
He
He's
deserves-
so good.
he
Like,
He's
deserves-
underrated.
name one bad movie he's been in. Let's be honest.
He deserves a nom for this. I don't know if they'll give it to him because I don't know if it's an Academy movie.
I don't
but
think that movie will get anything. Maybe
it's pretty. Yeah,
screenplay or something.
It's pretty damn dark and bleak, and I don't know.
It was released too early. It'll never.
Yeah.
Who are the major contenders for acting this year?
That's what I was wondering.
Okay, so
It
are we
feels
talking
weak to me,
actor or
even though-
actress?
Actor.
Either or.
Actress is stacked, isn't it?
Well, actress, we've got Olivia Colman, as I said before.
The favorite, really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I don't. I could see that, but I wasn't blown away.
Yeah, she had some
It was
standout.
really good. But
She had some standout scenes. And she there was a lot of variability in her performance, which they like.
Lady Gaga for A Star Is Born.
I just can't bring myself to see that. Ugh.
I think
So you
give
said
it a
you said
chance.
you said I don't like period pieces, which is not true. I don't mind them.
You,
I don't.
I swear, you said that in our Facebook. Do you want me to bring it up?
Bring it up. I won't actively seek them. I will I will consider it. If it's making waves, just like positive reviews, whatever, I'll see it. But like there's something about like musicals or like movies about musicians that I just, other than Whiplash, which I don't really consider that part of that genre, but like actors trying to sing and doing all that jazz, it just doesn't do it for me.
Okay.
It takes the verisimilitude away.
Here's the thing about A Star Is Born.
And it was remade like 18 times. And I hate Bradley Cooper.
Yeah, not a
You
big
said
fan.
you also are not a fan of Emma Stone, and I feel like this may change your opinion of him. First of all, what I liked about A Star Is
I
Born.
liked him in Midnight Meat Train, which is a B movie.
Continue.
Is that you've derailed me.
Sorry, I was just looking at your 8th grade shirt.
We were talking about Brad Cooper.
No, before that.
Period pieces.
Emma Stone.
Pure,
I hate
no,
period
no, no,
pieces.
Lady Gaga.
Dial it back.
8th
You
grade.
need to increase your krill oil
8th
intake
grade.
by like 200 milligrams.
Think about 8th grade. Think about 8th grade.
Okay. The movie Star Is Born is, first of all, the modern version is the best version that's been made so far. Second of all, it is about sort of staying
What do you
true
have-
to yourself or selling out. Okay.
What do you have? It's the 4th time you remade it. I sure hope it's the best version.
The hell does that mean?
How many times has it been remade?
4. 3. There was an original in 1936 or
So this is the 4th time.
Yes. There was a
Why?
54
Why do you need to do that?
Must be a good story.
Okay, so the thing is like, oh, for every star that rises in Hollywood, one must fade. There's a tit for tat sort of
Oh. That's pretty good.
compromise going on.
That's pretty
And
good, I
as
guess.
Bradley Cooper's star fades, Lady Gaga's rises, and he tries to tell her that, hey, stay true to yourself, don't sell out, and she's kind of making pop type music, and he gets upset about that. Watch the movie, give it a chance. is
So
all
you
I'm
really
saying.
enjoyed it?
I did, yes.
I mean, I like Lady Gaga. I'll give it a
I
chance.
don't. That's more. It's more things I have to battle.
Pretty good. She can be pretty good. Pretty good.
Just like that Green Room movie that's making buzz.
Yeah.
Is that I don't.
Green Room? What are you talking about? The
Like,
director from
No, it's that the music.
Oh, the Green Book?
The Green Book. Sorry, I just don't have any desire to see those types of movies.
Just open your mind and just watch
My
it.
mind's always open. It's perpetually open. I need to close it.
See, but I mean, you watched The Favorite and you said, "Hey, I actually liked Emma Stone in something for
But there's
once."
just something about singing in film that just it doesn't mesh well together for me. I
Here's
feel
the
like
thing. Okay,
it's a
okay.
completely different experience.
Okay. I watched Bohemian Rhapsody recently and I didn't like the the singing but I loved the singing in
Devin
A Star
ate
Is Born.
romaine lettuce before this podcast. Go
All
on.
right, bringing it back to Best Actress. Glenn Close, the wife. She was terrific in it.
The wife. You have that over there somewhere.
Yeah. It was a great movie. Melissa McCarthy, can you ever forgive me?
Oh,
Oh man.
ew.
Really?
Stop.
Come on.
No.
Oh my
You're just giving awards to anybody these
guys.
days.
Come
Jeez.
on, geez.
If you haven't seen it, I don't want to hear it
care.
from you
I
guys.
don't want
We
Melissa
need to
McCarthy
see
winning
that
anything.
BS.
God,
Move on.
You put on a wig, you wear glasses, you're not a good actress, okay?
Right, exactly.
Go
why
home.
don't you guys watch the movie before judging something?
Move on.
Okay, give me the actual talent. Give me like the male
Is
list.
Viola gonna get nominated
What the
again?
hell does that mean?
Is Viola gonna get nominated again?
Sexist son of a bitch.
No,
Vi- yeah, Viola
I want,
Davis.
I'm not. I want
in
the girl from
Widows.
8th grade to win something.
Well,
Is she getting any recognition? was Brilliant.
Vice. We still need to see Vice. Christian Bale.
Ooh, Dick Cheney, yes.
Yeah.
Sam Rockwell. Oh, slightly unrelated. A Bush died today. Colin was actually ripping on him, saying he thought it was funny. And Sam Rockwell plays Bush. I don't know if it's the same one, but apparently he passed.
Which
Who?
H.W. Bush?
Did he?
Yeah.
was that the president?
I don't know why he said H.W. George?
Was that the 80s?
It must be the,
that the 80s
yeah,
president?
the just George Bush.
Well, have fun burning into hell. All right.
Colin, Did you hear that?
Guarantees not watching, and he never will.
Tell him to go in the chat and watch right now. Let's
All
just
right.
make fun of him.
Bradley Cooper,
Tell him to get on the
Stars
chat.
Born,
He's having too
Viggo
much fun
Mortensen,
probably
Green
right now.
Book, Ethan Hawke, First Reformed, Robert
Really?
Redford, The Old Man and the Gun,
Okay, there we go. Yes.
Willem Dafoe at Eternity's Gate.
William Dafoe. That guy he's always like in a good movie that I don't hear about until it's like
Florida
Oscar
Project.
season.
Just gotta say, Friendliest Guy Alive, born in Wisconsin, raised
Friendliest
in
Guy
Wisconsin.
Alive.
No.
Really?
Rob Starbuck, number one.
Rob Starbuck, yeah. What about that guy from Forensics who was Ferris Wheel? He's top 5,
Nah, boy, bottom 5.
bottom 5, really? I'm not talking about Chad. I'm talking about.
I know you're not talking about Chad. That guy still.
That
he
guy
was the
sucks.
one. I think.
Fuck you, Chad. We're not editing that out either.
I think Ferris Wheel, or was it? No, was it Chad? Who said we were making faces?
Chad was a
okay.
bastard.
Well, Ferris Wheel still didn't like us, so I'm not a fan of Ferris Wheel.
All right. Well, we'll find him on Facebook and tell him to watch this podcast, and then you can comment on it. But yes,
What about supporting actress?
All right.
Isn't that going to be stacked too? Because
The Old Man and the Gun, whatever. That's what it's called, right? I always screw it.
Mhm. The Old
Definitely,
Man
definitely see it.
the
Robert
old-
Redford.
the old gun in the man.
No, it's his last performance. He's retiring from actor.
He
Act-
said that during All Is Lost, did he not?
Oh man, that movie's so good.
I thought he said, and same with Clint Eastwood, Mister. I'm done with acting after Gran Torino.
Did
The
he say
Mule?
that? Did he actually say that? Pull
He
that.
did.
Give me a direct quote, like from New York Times. I want to hear that.
Hey, how good is that movie supposed to be?
The Mule.
Yeah.
So a funny story. So I get the inside trading with all the critics who are demanding screeners for The Mule and complaining that they're not getting it. The official word from Warner Brothers is The Mule is a box office film and not an awards contender.
That's kind of what I figured, yeah.
So it's a popcorn movie.
I haven't seen any reviews
But
whatsoever
they said that anything can change with Clint at
And
a moment's notice.
I'm gonna sprinkle this on top. Bradley Cooper's in it, so
He is.
that might take away from the.
Spoiler alert.
Packing of the mule.
Speaking of Bradley Cooper
This-
in
this-
a law enforcement role, American Hustle left me cold, David O. Russell.
Does the Gran Torino actually age? He's ageless.
He's more of a bag of skin and bones
He's
today.
an open autopsy walking around, but he's 88 and he looks exactly like how he did in Gran Torino.
What's the quote I was looking for? Clint Eastwood retiring from acting?
Yeah. If you could pull up him saying it via YouTube, like TMZ style,
If you could pull up his Instagram of him,
if he like wrote it down on a napkin
His
and then uploaded it to his Imager,
his Instagram live announcement.
does he have Flickr?
He is Vine.
Hey, maybe on Pinterest he could have like collaged something together.
AOL.
Yeah.
Well, I have a...
You don't got nothing, man. You can't make claims like that. Clint might be watching.
Eastwood says he can't seem to retire from acting.
Okay, that is completely different than what you said. All right. God, man.
Give me...
Sorry for the
just-
fake
just-
news people.
Hey, is Eastwood's mom still alive too?
What? Why are you so concerned about that?
Yeah, she starred in Hellraiser 7.
Because
All
he
right.
always brings her.
Just talk while I look this up.
She's like 120.
How much older does she got to be? I
don't know, she's like
he's 88.
Think about that. Think about that.
She's
still,
probably like 110 at least.
Well, she might be dead now, but she was still alive recently because he would always bring her.
Everybody was alive recently until they
Think
died.
about that. Think
Okay.
Think about that.
Think about Clint, how old he is. Imagine his mom still being alive.
Clint's gonna be fucking banging out films in his hundreds. He's still gonna
Truly.
be. He's
'Cause
gonna
he
be.
freaking directed The Mule.
That's impressive.
He directed Sully last year, 2 years ago.
Yeah, it was last year, I believe.
Left me a little cold,
it
but I
was-
still liked it.
Tommy Hanks, you know, he's playing all these roles that are very similar. It was sort of like Captain Phillips, but on an airplane.
I mean, it was different enough for me.
Jeez.
But
What about Colin Hanks? Where's he been lately?
Clint must have lived a healthy lifestyle.
Colin Hanks has started a new handkerchief company called Hanks Kerchiefs.
I think I saw that somewhere. Was that The Onion or is that like real news?
That's real news. Jess shared it. But
We got a low battery over there. Or
low
something.
battery warning.
We'll persevere. We'll push through. We'll push through it.
Tom Hanks's performance in Captain Phillips when he gets pulled out, and he sort of has it's clearly his post-traumatic.
When he's crying at the end.
Yeah,
That was good.
some of the best acting I've
Yeah,
seen
I didn't
from
tear
him
up or
ever.
anything, but I.
Okay, 2008. The Dirty Harry star says he has no plans to appear in films again after starring in Gran Torino, a drama about a racist veteran of the Korean War. That will probably do it for me as far as acting is concerned, said the 78-year-old, who stressed he had no plans to stop directing films. I think that's pretty clear that he wasn't going to act anymore at the time. And, I mean, look, that was Gran Torino, 2000. I mean, I'm going to assume it was...
14, 15?
Yeah, 2008. So it's 2018. So that was his last acting performance.
It was that long ago?
I think it's...
Can you call somebody to just hold this right here?
Gray Cooper, are you awake right now?
I'm gonna balance it on the ear.
That movie came out in 08?
08.
How old are we?
I know, right? So that's just it. So Clint said he was done in 2008, and now 10 years later, it's his first acting performance since then.
Wait, he was 78 in Gran Torino?
Well,
So he's 88?
well, I think was Dustin just guessing. He was born in 1930.
No, he's 88 for sure. I looked that up when I saw the trailer.
Clint age.
30 would be 88?
Yeah, he's 88 years old.
Told you.
Oof.
See,
And he's
I present
directing this
facts.
thing, too.
Oh, man.
Okay,
Holy
so...
he's
mama.
probably doing his own stunts too.
So we're
Oh.
30, so...
Getting locked in the
twice as
trunk.
old, plus almost another...
Jumping from airplanes.
3 times as old, and he's directing.
Man,
Car chases.
should we just like take a moment of silence for Clint?
No,
No.
Okay.
He's going to be alive at least another 10 years.
F that frickin' moron.
Jeez. Wow, that was callous. Oh boy, he's pouring the orange juice, and that's not for Clint.
Aye.
That's organic orange juice, by the
Must
way.
really hate
I
it.
was feeling
He's
so-
making Gucci screwdrivers with the organic orange juice here.
Yeah. Although I can't really speak to the
How much-
quality of the vodka.
how much pulp is in
but
this? It
I
doesn't
don't know
even
what
It's
the
say.
pulp free.
Pulp free. That's
It's
what
100% acid.
Okay.
pulp free.
When I was younger, I didn't like pulp, but as I've grown in age, I have actually
still don't like
enjoyed
it?
pulp. I've grown to like pulp.
Do you ever like the way your taste feels after you brush your teeth after drinking a large glass of orange juice?
That's what I live for.
I can tell.
I haven't had orange juice in years. Literally years.
What are you doing with your life?
Yeah, that's good for
Coffee.
the immune system.
You should just drink some tomorrow.
Yeah?
Yeah, and like I don't know, it's
Would that give me a reason to live again?
probably not. But you should still just like I don't know, journal what you feel.
Fine.
Yeah.
We'll see. I don't know.
Yeah, just keep a journal next to your bed.
All right.
What do you
I have a little
So
moleskin.
top
I got a
four
little
film.
moleskin I can bust out.
Did you guys see A Quiet Place?
Oh,
Yeah.
That's what I need to see soon.
Yeah, let's talk about horror. Let's talk about the horror genre because there were some
Hereditary?
Hereditary.
Oh,
and
I did see
Quiet Place.
that. That's 2018, right? I did
It
see that.
is.
I did.
I
see
liked A
that.
Quiet Place way more than Hereditary, but I would never watch A Quiet Place again
Why's
Why
that?
not?
because the whole movie rides on the fact that it's all about sound, and if you have a shitty sound system, it will not have the same effect.
Oh.
It's a really good film, but does it have any replay value?
Yes.
But don't do spoilers either because I haven't seen it.
It's I don't know. It's a pretty derivative story. It's nothing really that unique.
But the emotion of the family unit makes it worth watching.
Yeah. So I didn't like Hereditary either, but I would watch that again.
Too
For sure.
depressing. It takes a toll on you.
The first half of the movie was so well done, and then it's like, okay, you're gonna
Yeah.
go down this road. How many other films have done this exact same thing? And the very end of the film, when they were like narrating what's going on, it's like you did not need that. Okay.
If they
I
had
would
stuck to the family
agree
drama,
I would
Yeah.
agree that the first half or so.
First half was brilliant.
I was very invested. It was very it was cool. They didn't reveal a whole lot, but they still kind of kept the story going, and it was interesting. Yeah,
It got too
I
goofy.
Agree. I
Like,
agree that by
it-
the end,
Like a lot of the scares were too like just ridiculous.
I don't know. I was
It took me
utterly
out of it.
terrified with some of the scares
Were you
at
really?
the end. Yes.
Some of them maybe. I don't remember all the little.
Fuck
details,
spoilers. Like, who cares? Like, what ones in particular? Like, you had a bunch of naked people. It's
The
like,
thing was crawling on the wall. Just
how
did
many
it
other
for
films
me.
have done that though?
I know, but I was invested in the family and the characters that just did it for me. So
Yeah. I don't know. By the end of it, I felt like it was just kind of a second-rate Rosemary's Baby a little bit, but
okay, let's give an update here from Anton. All right. Dude can't make a bad film in reference to Yorgos. Next,
Where did you pull this off from? Like, what is
our
the date?
Facebook Messenger,
Is this like 2 weeks ago? A year ago?
October 25th, 2018.
That's a long time ago.
1:03 p.m. I hate period pieces too. The way it shot looks beautiful. You managed to correct yourself after sending the
Yeah,
way
I
it
don't want
shot
to look
looks
like
beautiful.
a person.
I hate period pieces too.
I didn't say it like that, okay? It might be typed like that. But, okay, here's my argument.
It might be said like that, but I didn't say it like that.
Exactly. I will not actively seek out a period piece. Hey, it was a little dramatic. Shouldn't have said it. But I'm willing to give it a chance, okay? When I saw Yorgos was doing this, I'm like, God damn it. It's a period piece. I got to give it a chance. With A Star is Born, I just don't see myself ever doing that.
The Star is Born is not a period piece.
It took me so long to see Barry Lyndon, and I...
what's the definition of a period piece? What's the definition of that?
That's a good question.
Type, let's define period and then piece, and then we'll put the two together.
Define period, a length or portion of time. Belonging to or characteristic of a past historical time, especially in style or design. Period piece.
I guess the only
Pull up a
difference,
list of like the best period pieces.
An
guess-
object
the
or work
decade.
that is set in or strongly reminiscent of an earlier historical period.
I guess the only difference between calling a movie a period piece and just any other movie that's set in the past, I guess, is that maybe the instance where just the period is supposed to be like at the forefront of it's supposed to be a big, almost like another character in the
Period's
film or
character.
something.
Well said.
Yeah, like
Give us like a list of like best period pieces ever. It's gonna be hard to find because most people don't watch that.
All right.
They'd rather
Right.
watch
like Barry Lyndon.
Daddy Daycare.
Barry Lyndon is the only thing I can.
The Age of Innocence, Scorsese. I couldn't get into it.
I don't think I've seen it.
it.
I saw it, but I couldn't get into it. Winona Ryder, Michelle Pfeiffer,
Yeah.
Gangs of New York,
Oh.
Okay.
I mean, it's entertaining. It's an
Interview with a
entertaining
Vampire, Mr. Tom Cruise fan.
That's a period piece.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a stretch.
Well, we'll go on. The Hours. Meryl Streep, Nicole Kidman, and Julianne Moore.
I guess I don't really know what period pieces are.
Titanic.
movie. Okay.
I never saw this one.
So would the Aviator
Antoinette.
Aviator be considered?
That's
a
more like a
period piece?
biopic, though. I wouldn't.
Right, but
Yeah.
but it also
They're
has
using this
but it also
term
has a very-
loosely.
but it also has a very
Yeah,
specific.
because yeah,
it
absolutely.
has a very specific time.
Yeah. 'Cause,
I don't know
mean,
why I always think of England with period pieces.
Right.
Marie Antoinette, directed by Sofia Coppola.
Oh.
Coppola. The Danish Girl,
Who I resemble.
Yeah.
or Room with a View.
Is that like Rear Window?
I haven't seen many of these.
They're saying Pan's Labyrinth.
See, like who made this list?
Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
Is this like
This is bizarre. Let me find something else.
IMDb's user
No,
created?
it wasn't IMDb, but I can go to IMDb and see what they have.
I feel like if you're calling a movie a period piece, it has to be at least set like at least a couple hundred years ago or something.
You think
Maybe it's
so?
happening during like a certain period in time that's important.
Maybe this.
then would you
one list is
consider,
a lot of
like,
Jane Austen films. You know,
How,
Pride
what do you
and
consider
Prejudice.
war films? Like A Thin Red Line, is that a period piece?
See, and that's the thing. That's got to be a war film.
Yeah.
But that's also sort of that's Malick, so that's existential, and that's all kinds of other stuff going on with it.
I don't know. Anyway.
How often do you think Clint exercises?
Every day.
Is it a lot of chair type maneuvers?
Yeah, the empty chair
The empty
movements.
chair, yeah.
He looks like a walker. Probably
A
takes
daily walker.
He probably takes a brisk walk every morning.
Come take some night air with me. I like that quote. That was in the favorite. We're bringing it back. Yeah, there's some good one-liners in there.
I'm capable of much unpleasantness.
Jeez, who is? I won't go
Who is
down that
Kaiser
road.
Soze?
I'm not gonna go down that road. Kaiser Sose.
Anyway,
Wonder what he's up
stop
to.
talking about period piece. Why are we talking about period piece?
You were just trying to define it.
Such boring shit. I mean, yeah, I asked a good question, and I'm glad we talked a little bit. But
Will you ever
I'm
watch
s-
The
I'm-
Favorite again?
I'm so over
Let's
it.
be honest.
No, I won't. No.
I won't either. Will you ever watch Killing of a Sacred Deer again?
No.
Maybe.
Why?
Too depressing.
Okay,
That does not stop me from
that won't.
rewatching.
Yeah. So,
I'm a big fan of depression. Big fan.
what are some movies that have made you physically sick or viscerally sick, like that movie? Like after seeing that, like I was so uneasy for weeks. that it's a good movie when it does that, right? I ate sushi afterwards, and it wasn't the sushi that made me sick. I just felt like, what the hell is going on? What is this movie about?
Yeah.
Spinning around. You're like, what is going on? Who cares about spoilers?
All right.
Seriously, that movie is like that takes the cake.
Man, physically ill. I don't know. Have I ever felt physically ill? I mean, I know what you mean. Just like so affected by something, but I don't know.
We need to talk about Kevin, maybe.
That
Oh,
movie,
yeah. I
it
mean,
disturbed me. It definitely disturbed me.
And to this day, I can't see that actor. You know, he's in the Flash. He is the Flash and Justice League and all that. But I can't watch him without being disturbed by him because of what we need to talk about.
That is a
Kevin.
great example of how a film perfectly uses style to enhance
Yeah.
the plot.
Oh, I thought you didn't like that movie that much.
I know I did.
Oh, I thought okay.
It's just one of those movies that I don't want to watch again anytime soon
Oh,
because I
okay.
saw it relatively recently. Let's tie it to the director of that film. What's her name? Lindsay something?
Who?
She did the Joaquin Phoenix film that came out this year.
Oh.
That was a huge.
Is it Lynn Ramsey?
Flop.
or
You were
something?
never really
Lindsay-
here.
I was so excited for that movie because Joaquin.
I
Amazing.
I liked it, but there was very long stretches of nothing much happening.
Painfully
that
average.
Hampered it.
Painfully average.
Still, though, I
still have
am
to- I still
drawn
have to
to
see
it.
I still-
What? What
Is it
about
worth,
it?
Is it worth watching anytime in the
Yes.
near?
I want to hear your thoughts
in
on
the
it.
near future.
I feel like Mr. I'm all about the depression film.
Is it a depressing movie?
It wasn't
yes.
though.
Yes, it is.
All right, I'll watch
It
it.
absolutely
I don't think
is.
it
All right, I'm
is.
sold. I'm sold.
I think part of the problem, which took me out of it, I'm not going to give anything away, is that she tries to use she's overusing style, and the main character, he has like these flashes or whatever, and it kept taking me out of like the narrative of like the plot. You know what I'm talking about?
I thought it
they
enhanced
they would be
it.
so abrupt, or it was like, okay, this is getting kind of annoying. It's not adding that much.
I thought it did, but
I don't know.
Sure.
It just I was expecting more. Maybe that was the problem. I was expecting too much.
expectations are hard, and then that what always helps is the second viewing.
I'm all about that second.
Painfully
viewing.
average. I mean, Joaquin was Joaquin. He was great, but
I feel like you never never really watch movies a second time very often.
of course I do. That's
I-
why I,
I-
buy
I-
movies that I watch.
I don't. I feel like that's a lie. I feel like you don't.
Yes, I do.
I don't know.
I watch movies more than you do.
I don't think you.
repeatedly.
I don't think you
Absolutely.
rewatch. You don't rewatch movies as much as I do, though.
Like, what's the last movie you watched that you own?
First Reformed.
Okay, besides that, that's relatively new. That was still fresh.
I mean, I just bought a few that
Yeah, so did I.
I
I
have.
brought some Criterions as well.
So are you asking what's the last? Are you asking what's the last film that I've watched?
Yeah, we just
multiple
watched
times?
Taxi Driver.
Okay. Are you just asking what movie have I watched? Period before
Sure.
First Reformed.
Yeah. Again.
Exactly. No, I know. I've bought in a few lately. I can't think.
It's an okay film, but I just don't really have. I mean, if you're watching it and it's on, I'll watch it, but I'm not gonna like
Yeah.
seek it out and watch it again.
Yeah. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, I'm all about that second viewing. You pick up so much more.
We watched The Vanishing together.
That's
Recently.
true. That's true. Like when you don't have to worry about following the plot, you know, that's the main thing I think when you rewatch a film is that you don't have to worry about wasting brain power on that. You can just focus on everything else. It's really cool.
What about you?
What was the question?
Do you watch movies regularly again? Like,
The thing is I have such a huge list of movies to watch the first time.
okay, when you buy a movie, do you know like you're gonna watch it again in the future? You just buy it to buy it. Because when
No.
I buy a movie, like I know that I'm definitely going to watch it, at least,
absolutely. I have every intention to watch it again at some point.
including The Covenant.
The
Do you have that?
Covenant.
Is that you? No, yeah, somebody else.
Oh, one recent movie I bought that I watched 2 or 3 times already is Lucky. Harry Dean Stanton. Love that movie.
I never finished it.
Loved it.
How did you not finish it?
Loved it.
I just didn't get around to it.
What do? You just like stop it midway through? I'm gonna go eat some toast.
Yeah, I had some bechamel toast to get to.
That is something I don't get about people. Like, just finish the movie. Why would you ever stop a movie? Like it's carrying that that emotional weight. You just stop it. You're gonna put that on hold, and you're gonna return. Like, come on.
Well, clearly I didn't return to that. But
So
I
you didn't
meant
like it?
to. No, I loved what I saw of it.
What was going on that was more important than watching Lucky?
I don't know.
Like,
I just had other pressing movies to watch at the time.
oof.
He just immediately put in a different movie.
Yeah, it's just like whatever.
No, I probably started it, had to go to work.
I need to watch Gran Torino.
Had to change his laundry.
All right. Well, we're at an hour now, so shall we wrap this up?
Let's push it up to 3 hours. Keep going, man. No, you guys haven't really.
We're just
touched-
warming up. I thought you were talking about horror film. Did we? How long did we want to talk about horror films?
You guys never really touched upon like your favorite films of the year, other than First Reformed.
I haven't
You
seen
didn't
much.
see much?
I can't.
Well,
Hereditary
I know
versus
Dustin and I disagree about this, but First Man.
I would consider watching that movie again.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's something.
There's something about that director, Dominic. What's his name?
No, Damien Chazelle.
Damien. Way off.
You had the D right.
Yeah, like
He's an Italian-
okay,
he's an Italian
Whiplash. I love watching that film. It never gets old.
Mm.
First Man.
I have a memory for you.
Yeah, let's get down to memories.
Okay.
Is it The Rock?
No.
Let's get down to brass tacks.
Okay, so
Let's talk about memories.
Whiplash. All I could think about watching that film was Mr. Braun and being stressed out about this like teacher, mentor, whatever, who is so like committed to the craft, and you can't tell if he knows
Passionate intensity.
if he knows what he's doing or if he's just insane. And then recently, I don't know why I was thinking about this, but there was a time during after a one act performance where he was addressing all of us, and Becky, I can't remember her last name, which is I don't want to repeat.
Oh
for
gosh, you just put her face into my mind. I have completely forgotten about her.
We were up on stage. The whole cast and crew were up on stage in the auditorium, and Mr. Braun was lecturing to us about what we did wrong with that day's performance. And you and I, after every line that Mr. Braun would say, we would turn to each other and like make a little smart ass comment, like. And then I would look
Shocker.
out into the auditorium seating where Mr. Braun was, and the student director, and the student director was Becky. And Becky was just staring a hole into my brain.
Which
And-
one act was this? Was this Seth's Anxiety?
I don't remember what it was. So you and I just kept making like little like whispering comments to each other. She ended up standing up, walking up the stage, came up behind us, and whispered in our ears, "You guys shut the fuck up." And we just stopped talking after that.
I
But
almost remember this.
it was dramatic.
Becky's presence was very intimidating.
She was an intimidating presence. for
Not quite as
sure.
intimidating as Mr. Braun. He was like little man syndrome coupled with being bald. that just makes it worse. It exemplifies it. Like,
Yeah.
that guy would. Man.
So when I watched Whiplash, all I had was a 90-minute panic attack thinking back to our dramatic acting events where this teacher was just going nuts on us.
Yeah, he was passionate about the arts, that's for sure. I think it was more so not in the classroom. He didn't really care. He just wanted to like
Yeah.
I don't know, make money. But when it came to like the musicals in one act, he did not want to fuck around. Oh man, The Taming of the Shrew. I remember when I was just like memorizing lines and I didn't really care about the character, and then he called me out one time and he's like, "What do you think your character's feeling right now?" And like, I have no idea. He singled me out and like I felt so ashamed and just embarrassed.
No, but he always liked you more than he did me.
I don't know. You think so?
Yes, I know for a fact, because I think there was one time where you didn't show up to a rehearsal or something, and he kept asking, "Where's Dustin? Where's Dustin?" And I'm like, "I've been doing this since I was a freshman." And
Probably because he wanted to call me out in front of the class.
No. I was very awkward, and I'm ready to admit that I was super awkward, and I regret being so awkward. But you can't take back time.
He always had that little beret that he would wear
I don't remember
on the
beret.
bus.
I don't remember that.
I would not want to be on an elevator with him for more than 7 minutes.
Anyway, The Death of Stalin, which you have just borrowed from me, was one of my top of the year.
I'm excited for that one.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I couldn't imagine that the amount of jokes they pack in with each second was just so well written.
Is it kind of like is it kind of like a spoof movie then, or like?
It's very satirical.
Your phone's off. I don't see myself anymore.
Oh,
Did
must
it
have
die?
died,
Ah,
yeah.
jeez.
Oh well. And yours is just recording the ellipticals
Yeah,
and
that's
stuff.
that's fine. It's more interesting than we are probably.
Still says we have one viewer.
Ooh, Gary Gockman.
Gary, hello.
I saw Gary was active.
I don't know. It doesn't tell me who the one viewer is.
Brianna?
Won't.
God, memories. For as long as I can remember, I've
Kino
had
Body?
memories.
Kino Body?
What are some other good memories we can talk about?
I don't know.
I don't have any.
You just delete them. You're not interesting enough to have memories.
I have a few.
Harsh.
You just exist.
I have a few.
I think you're talking about Hess.
Your brain's not capable of just like saving it to like your hard drive. Just that'd be weird if you didn't have memories. No time for reflection.
Doesn't matter anyway. Our fates are determined for us from the day we're born.
Pretty much.
Yeah. He'll probably watch it.
Pretty.
Anybody with your DNA born into your circumstances would play out your life the exact same way you are right now, which is a
That's ode to Three Identical Strangers.
depressing way of looking at things. Well, even what I liked about The Favorite was when she started to bring some of those themes up. Do you guys remember that?
No.
Okay, well, she's on her honeymoon bed with their male. She just, spoiler alert, married. And talks about how her father is and how she's been brought to this place because of her circumstances. And
That
how-
was so like quick.
I know, but at the
It
same
just-
time, it's just sort of been dominating my mind lately. And maybe because of Three Identical Strangers and a podcast I just listened to about free will versus, hey, this is the DNA you're born with. And
Wait, so what was spoiler alert? What was happening to the queen at the end? Like, did she have something wrong neurologically? Like, what
seemed like she had a stroke because the left side of her face
Yeah.
and body was like numb and gone. But then she seemed to gain it back at the very end.
Not sure. I know at the beginning of the movie she had
That
she had-
ending-
at the beginning of the movie she had gout, and then
That's what it
But-
was.
but I don't that does that turn into
It can.
I'm not sure if that's what her deal is.
I mean,
The very-
overall, she was just a pathetic person throughout. But
Yeah.
you did see flashes of her being affected by tragedy of how many 17 miscarriages she had. That you could
When?
sympathize with her.
When she held a baby.
She's talking about the bunnies.
Okay, that ending scene went on for way too long, and the superimposition of the bunnies was like.
So what do you guys take from that? Because I have some thoughts about it.
All right,
I'm not sure. I would like to hear your thoughts. I
unpack
guess.
them, please.
Okay, because that was the only moment of the film where it is sort of left up to symbolism.
I get the bunny thing and the children for sure.
Yes. Is it okay? One thing is like bunnies multiply like crazy, right? And people are just going to keep multiplying throughout history, and these stories will just keep playing out and playing out and playing out, and it's just kind of a very bleak. And this is coming from Yorgos, which completely makes sense to me. Is like people will just keep multiplying, and these storylines will play out, and whatever.
No matter how prominent they are, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, whatever time period it is, whatever. It's just going to always be a power struggle. It's always going to be this or that. People always just trying to improve their lot in life.
That could have been it.
They could have fleshed it out a little more.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's the same thing as like I recently listened to a podcast with an interview with William Friedkin talking about Sorcerer. I don't know if you guys have seen it. But he loves to, he likes to leave the ending up to the audience's interpretation. And the ending of Sorcerer, Roy Scheider is in a bar, and you don't know if like some guys come in to shoot him or not. And there's a wide shot outside the bar where a truck is driving, and the sound effect he used was a truck misfiring, an engine just going boom. But if you're an audience member and you interpret that as a gunshot, then you think like he's shot dead, but it's up to the audience to determine that. And that's kind of what I liked about the ending to The Favorite, is that he has all these bunnies multiplying, and it's like, hey, it's up to you to determine what the hell this means. He's not going to spell it out for you.
Maybe, I don't know.
Much of the movie was pretty straightforward, and I felt like
the whole movie was.
I don't know. Like the movie it just didn't entertain me as much as, it'll entertain.
It wasn't
some
bleak
other people,
enough.
I guess.
It wasn't bleak enough.
It's just
maybe he should not do straight films anymore.
I don't know.
Maybe he lost his touch a little bit.
No, the Academy will love it and everything. It'll still get noms and all that.
If the Academy loved The Shape of Water, then they will eat that up for sure.
But anyway, but to answer your question earlier, no, I don't see myself watching it again. I don't know.
Yeah.
I might read some stuff about it, but I'm not going to watch it again.
Yeah, I would like to read some other people's interpretations of it and see if that brings any new viewpoints in for me.
I don't even feel compelled to do that.
Open your brain.
I did kind of like that last shot, though. Not necessarily the bunnies, but just like the looks, just the expressions on their faces. Like I thought that was kind of cool. Like,
yeah,
it just looked totally lifeless and just like.
Well, for me, the shot of the Queen's face, I was hoping like, hey, she's finally realizing like both Rachel Weisz and Emma Stone are trying to take advantage of you.
Yeah.
Now's the time for you to be like, no, you kneel down, massage my leg, and. Yeah. As long as I'm queen, there's going to be so many, and this is another.
But I think that's why she didn't feel pleasure anymore. It seemed like she wasn't even feeling pleasure at all.
No,
which kind of speaks volumes about what was going on.
Well, maybe another thing with the bunnies multiplying is like, as long as I continue to be queen, there's going to be so many people trying to gain my favor and manipulate me, and she's finally realizing both Rachel and Emma were both manipulating her for their own gain. For their own pleasure.
So let's talk about Emma's perspective then, because her face was also quite lifeless. Was that basically saying that now that she kind of won or whatever, she finds no joy in anything? Like she finds no joy in it anymore? Is that what they're saying? Or
well, I think especially having the final line between her and Rachel Weisz saying, Rachel said, you think you've won, but you haven't, is like Emma's just like, I want to have to keep this up for the rest of my life. Just keep trying to manipulate the queen, and it's exhausting to do.
She'll just get replaced by somebody else.
Yeah,
so far with the bunnies.
Yep,
I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's like
you can't relate to these characters though.
Yeah,
that's why it doesn't resonate with me.
Maybe if you were in a position of power where you have all these people and you can't determine who's friend and who just likes you because of your power. And we can't relate to that because we don't have any.
It's hard to balance
authority.
3 characters like that because they all had equal screen time. Like I didn't know who to like. I didn't know who to root for. It was like,
yeah,
they were all unlikable. They were all unlikable.
I don't think it was the type of
I think
I don't
you
think it was.
root-
I don't think it was the type of movie where you root for anyone. It was like where you just kind of sit back and observe.
I think you first root for Emma Stone, certainly because she is like such at a disadvantage from everything. You're like, gosh, I want to see her come out on top, and it's
Yeah.
clear that Rachel's so manipulative. And then in the end of the movie, you're like, well, Emma is just as manipulative as Rachel ever was.
Yeah. Rachel's pretty evil throughout
Oh, for
most
sure.
of the time.
Yeah. And maybe in the end, you sympathize with the Queen the most, which you never would have thought you would have.
Right. That's why I'm saying I'm not saying the movie's not well done. It's just it's not my cup of tea.
Uh-huh.
Oh, jeez.
Boy,
Bringing it back.
Back to the tea.
Anyway, boys, what else do we have to talk about in this world?
We got to end on something good. You gave us a memory. What can you give us?
I've given you a lot, I feel, for first time
We
podcast.
want more. You've done fair to Midland.
Go ahead and bare your soul now.
I'm just empty.
More
I'm an empty
engaging than
vessel.
Gregory. Do you have any ghost stories?
No, I've never experienced a ghost.
Never experienced the paranormal.
No. Anything else? It's on your mind. It's on your
Don't
mind.
ask us that question. Okay. We tell you.
It's on your mind. What's the next film you guys are gonna watch?
Oh, I'm gonna
Burning for sure.
Roma by Alfonso Cuarón.
What about you? Is it
I
gonna
did
be-
read the back of The Burning. That looks interesting.
It's got the guy from The Walking Dead.
It kind of looks like my
Steven?
kind of
guy
looks like
gets-
my cup
yeah.
of tea.
The Asian guy, the Korean dude.
Steven Yeun.
Yeah. He's been
Actually, I did just get searching from Netflix. And
that's probably why I have a short wait. It's because you have it.
The one copy.
All right.
Yeah,
Well, let's
well, kiddies,
finish this with a
we'll,
whimper. It's
I guess we're
Let's finish it with a cringe.
it's almost time to hit the proverbial hay, so to speak.
Yeah,
Slowly shut her down.
I'm pretty hungry, boys. To be honest with you.
Fry up some ham.
okay. Goodbye.
This is Delmar, Dragon Balls, signing off.
Again, this is Dumpty Humper. I believe I mispronounced.
You did.
Yeah. What I meant.
What film
You
are you
did.
referencing, really quick, for the viewers? What film?
Cam. Did you see Cam?
No, not yet. No.
What did you think of Cam? You never said.
I didn't
anything.
finish it.
Oh,
Yeah.
You pulled a loper.
I pulled a loper.
Oh,
man.
Mr. Talking
However, it wasn't that good to begin with, so I had nothing to lose. Lucky you said it was really good. I'm just like, basically what you said. It started off okay. And
Well, if you didn't think the first half was any good, then the second half is even worse. So you're definitely not gonna.
no, I thought it started off okay.
Oh yeah.
What like as
Yeah, I
soon
thought
as she has the decoy mid, I'm like, all right, this is getting boring.
Right. I thought the movie was pretty interesting up until that.
Yeah.
Whole, and then the movie honestly just loses steam. But it's got some good humor.
And this is Billy Joe signing off.
Giggle guy.